get right to it. I want to talk a little bit about tuning. Can't stress enough how important tuning is to everything you're going to do with your instrument, your guitar, piano, violin, anything with strings. It's going to need to be tuned, and everything you learn needs to be based on it being in tune. That way you can train your ears and learn everything properly and know the correct notes and know what comes before it, after it, all that good stuff. So for those that just want to know how to tune with no devices or electronic tuners, let's just hit it real quick and then I'll explain some more about it. So if you've never did this before, we'll walk through step by step. We want to come up to the 5th fret, 6th string, and we will pluck the 6th string open. Pluck the 6th string, 6th fret, 5th string open. They should be relatively close. You don't want them to be off pitch. Now, if you can't match the pitch, there's problems. It's going to be very difficult to play the guitar if you can't match these pitches. If you think this and this is the same note, there's a problem. Okay, so essentially you want to start with this A note. That's why you're on the 5th fret. So when you're starting, pluck your 5th string and match your 6th string 5th fret to the note. So you would adjust the 6th string here. Now, once you got those two in tune, we're going to walk right down to the 5th string, 5th fret, and we're going to just pluck it and the 4th string open. Now, we're tuning the 4th string, right? Because we've already tuned the 5th and 6th strings together. So now let's walk down. We're going to keep going. See, 5th fret on the D string, 3rd string open. When we move down to this G string, we're going to go to the 4th fret and 2nd string open. And then we're going to move down back to our 5th fret on the 2nd string and our 1st string open. Now, these should be relatively close. It depends on your guitar and how things are set up. There's a lot that plays into this. You have your bridge, you have your saddle, the tuner pegs themselves even play into this. The string height will have a factor. See how high my strings are? Not very high. The string tension even plays a factor. So if you're playing with super light gauge strings, it's probably going to be easier to go out of tune than if you're playing with a heavy gauge or a 13 per se. That's what I have. And I am tuned super low. Tuning will also have a major effect, or tuning low will have a major effect on keeping your instrument in tune. So I tune really low. I have thicker gauge strings to compensate for the lack of tension. It does fairly well. Now, why is this important, right? If we're singing and our G string is out of key, we're going to match our pitch to an off key note, and that's going to make us flat or sharp when we're singing, and that doesn't sound good. If you're just strumming a chord and a string is out, you're going to have that same effect. And if you can match those pitches, you're going to hear it very well. Now, let's give a little example of what out of tune is like. Common strings, B string, 2nd string. Oh, a super good one to go out. Right? It's usually sharp. You hear it? It almost sounds good. It's okay. It just doesn't quite work with the E string. See? So, what do? Well, we gotta find it if we didn't know it. So we would work from the top. Make sure we're good. There's our problem. We have to get it perfect. And then we'll play some chords and make sure it sounds good. There we go. Anyhow, the take-home message is practice tuning your instrument. You're not always going to have an electronic tuner. The batteries can die in your little tuner that hooks on your guitar. A lot of people have those. They're super helpful. You can have one in line with your pedals. That's a great way to have a tuner and less likely to have an issue. But this is a backup. You don't always have that stuff, but you're going to always need to be in tune. Always be in tune. That's what I can't stress enough. And it's going to wrap it up here. And I'll see you guys the next time.